Hello, my name is Sage Lavelle, and this is my sign name. Welcome to another Deaf What interview. Today we are interviewing Gaitrie Persaud-Dhunmoon. She's the founder of Phoenix the Fire, an artist, and a deaf interpreter. Welcome. Hello, thank you for inviting me to be part of your interview. I'm excited to be sharing with you today. Thank you. Yes, so how have you been doing since the COVID-19 pandemic hit? Oh, wow. The coronavirus pandemic had an impact on me and my mental health. A lot of things happened, but it has been a revolution, which is kind of odd. I've had more opportunities come my way that changed my perspective in the theater world. And just a lot of things have happened to the point where I see more of people's true colors. And it's revealed their personalities. I've witnessed this in my work, especially in the theater world, where I've reached some realizations of what I need to work on. More opportunities are popping up, but I'm so sick of Zoom and staying at home. It's very isolating, and sometimes I feel lonely. As you know, I'm a mother of 3 kids. I'm an independent mother. I see what my kids go through online, and it's so frustrating to see their frustration. They're lacking socialization, just staring at screens all day long. It's been a lot. Now things are getting better. I don't feel angry that coronavirus happened. I feel like it's a blessing in some ways. The pandemic gave me a new vision, a new way of thinking, new ideas. It changed me personally where I'm able to assess myself with all the time I have now. It's strange how it all turned out. I've been investing in self-improvement and discovering skills I never knew I had, like writing. I also discovered I can direct. If it wasn't for COVID, I never would have discovered these things about myself, so it's ironic. At the same time, it is really sad seeing all these people being sick and dying from COVID. I'm knocking on wood. Absolutely. The impact of the coronavirus has been quite complicated. There are both pros and cons to the coronavirus. Thank you for sharing. I know that you're the founder of Phoenix the Fire. Can you tell me about the journey that led to the establishment of your business? So, a little bit about Phoenix the Fire. It's currently very small. It's like a seed of a flower that has just been planted, and now it's a seedling that's growing into a fully bloomed flower. I work with a great team that supports each other and believes in me. Phoenix the Fire is for all IBPOC artists, so that we can expand the pool of opportunities. I get to teach them about the theater world. I got my inspiration to start my business from Sage at Deaf Spectrum. Aw, thank you. Sage is the one who opened up the theater world with more opportunities for deaf artists. I established Phoenix the Fire because I recognized that IBPOC needs someone to relate to. I'm a brown person who can relate to brown and black people. It's a safer space for IBPOC people as well. Yes, Deaf Spectrum is great, and I was there from the beginning. And thank you for opening up my eyes and discovering my talent. I'm so grateful for Sage's support. You know, I've always dreamed of owning a company. Absolutely. You inspired me, and I'm happy that we're able to collaborate. I know many artists out there are competing with others, but I feel blessed to have those collaborations with you, Sage. I like seeing Deaf Spectrum and Phoenix the Fire working together. Double threat, double the trouble, you know? Yes, thank you. It's nice seeing deaf theater companies supporting each other. Collaborating. We're building an empire. Everything now in the theater world is starting to open up more. It's because of our collaborations and working together. We're thriving, and we continue to thrive. That stems from the seed. That's Jack and the beans. Yes, the beanstalk. Exactly, the beanstalk. It's still growing up through the skies. Absolutely. Just like Lauren Ridloff mentioned, there's no scarcity when it comes to selecting deaf people. There are plenty of deaf people. We can set up businesses. We have room to grow. Really, the world is made up of 95% of hearing people and 5% of deaf people. As the 5%, we cannot cater to the 95%. That's impossible. There's too much work. The 95% can engage with the deaf community. There are options out there, and we can all thrive. I strongly encourage more deaf people to set up their own businesses. I'm happy that I inspired you. I'm proud of you. I applaud you. Of course, IBPOC deaf people need their own space, and I entirely, completely, 100% support that. Thank you. What is your favorite part about Phoenix the Fire? Growing. Seeing more and more deaf people and their talents, I see so many of them growing, engaging and meeting with people. I love it when I see people learning something new. It's just they haven't learned it all yet. There's an opportunity to teach. It feels inspiring and powerful. I get to empower others. It's my favorite thing to do. Seeing others realize their talent and also get inspired by the work we do. It's nice. It's nice to see people growing, changing, and learning. Yes, it's beautiful. Now what projects are you up to? Right now, I'm writing a script for a play with the deaf artist Ebony Gooden. I hope to bring it alive on stage. And another project called Splitting the Lens. It's about 4 deaf and 4 hearing people coming together to communicate without relying on ASL interpretation. They are able to interact with each other on stage. I'm kind of tired of seeing shadowed interpreted performances or off to the side interpretation. I feel like it interferes with their production because we have to shift our eyes from the interpreter to the stage back and forth. I'm figuring out a way of how we can all perform together without all that eye shifting. We want to have our heads positioned comfortably with the appropriate sightlines where we can see the entire stage. I realize that we can use body language and facial expressions to incorporate into the show. This is still something I'm researching, and I hope I get a grant. Crossing fingers. Yes, crossing fingers. That grant will help me move forward in the next stages of the project, to shift the way people perform on stage, giving their methods and techniques some tweaks. Yeah, I really want to see more actors. Yes, actors. Rather than having deaf actors put in the deaf interpreter role. I want to see more deaf actors being part of theatrical productions, rather than having to look off-center for access, or to be limited to only a few dates with sign language access. That's not really access, you know? Right. There's a need for more opportunities for deaf actors as well. I need to see more deaf actors on stage. That's my goal. That's one of the reasons why I established Phoenix the Fire, to give that support to theaters. Can you tell me more about your future plans? Yes, I can tell you a bit about my projects. One goal I have is to do a documentary on IBPOC deaf men who experience involvement with gangs and the prison system. Because there are many conversations about IBPOC deaf women, but I don't see many conversations about IBPOC deaf men. They have not had an opportunity to share their stories, and their feelings are important too. So I want to do this film as one of the projects that I'm working on. So hopefully it can happen, and that's one. I'll be continuing doing Splitting the Lens project, working on the script. And I'm working on a second script. It's a secret right now, but I'll share the news when it's ready. So those are 4 projects I'm working on. I really like your idea for the documentary. It's really important to highlight these stories of those who have experienced being in prison or being part of a gang. It's important to incorporate different perspectives. Maybe they didn't have a choice. Right. I know that you love interpreting music. What do you love the most about doing that kind of work? I love how lyrics have so many metaphors. I love signing the lyrics out and feeling connected to the music, seeing my hand signing. I love music. It's a way of expressing myself in sign language. It's really nice to be able to express myself in this way and feel music, which is so relatable. Deaf people can enjoy music. It's not just about the sound. Music can incorporate visuals. Seeing people in the audience being in awe when they see music in sign language. It's so inspiring to see their facial expressions and dance along with the music that I'm interpreting. My favorite part is when I read the lyrics and I'm figuring out how to express the song in sign language. Figuring out that translation part. It's not just ASL. It's a mix of sign language and visual vernacular. It makes things a bit extra. I like playing with language. It's like putting a puzzle together to get the full picture. I appreciate the challenges. So yeah, that's my favorite part about signing music. I've seen you sign music and I'm always awed by your work. I'm incredibly impressed by you. You're very talented. Thank you. What gives you joy? Being involved with theater, which is my passion, gives me happiness. Me too. It's very inspiring. Being on stage always makes me happy. Performing distracts me from the reality of daily life. I get to be a character and use sign language in front of everyone. I breathe for the stage. I breathe for theater. I feel you. It makes me happy. And of course my kids too. I love them dearly. Of course. But of course they are two separate things that give me joy. Do you have any thoughts you'd like to share with the hearing world? Be open-minded. Work with us more. Listen to us. Gather together and make the world a more colorful place. I like that. Give us opportunities too. Deaf people can do anything, just like hearing people. We can work together. Give us a chance. And I want to see more deaf actors working for different theater companies. This way, deaf people can learn more and improve their skills. It's not their fault that they don't already have the experience or knowledge, because we haven't had the chance to work in this field. Right. So it's okay to work in theaters. Bring deaf people to the theater, please. I agree. Do you have any thoughts you'd like to share with the deaf community? I understand that many people in the deaf community are waiting for the next opportunity to come along. Don't wait for it. True. Don't wait for it. You have to create your own opportunities. Work hard and step up a bit more. It sounds harsh, but it's reality. We have to step up rather than wait around and complain. It's not a recipe for success. You have to put in the effort and make yourself known in theater spaces. Show who you are. For example, show your videos, set up your own company, or anything that you wish to do. If you want to do something, just do it. If you need support, I'm here, just like Sages, to offer that support. I agree. Great. Thank you, Gaitrie, for being part of Deaf What Legacy Project. We'd like to acknowledge our gratitude to the Canada Council of the Arts for funding this project. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you for including me in this project. Cheers.